For pity's sake and true gentilities, hear and respect me.
For your mother's sake, and as you wish your womb may thrive with fair ones, hear and respect me.
Now, for the love of him whom Jove hath marked the honour of your bed, and for the sake of clear virginity, be advocate for us in our distresses.
This good deed shall raise you out of the book of trespasses, all you are set down there.
Sad lady, rise.
Stand up.
No knees to me.
We are 3 queens whose sovereigns fell before the wrath of cruel Creon, who endured the brakes of ravens, talons of the kites, and pecks of crowns in the foul fields of Thebes.
He will not suffer us to burn their bones, or to earn their ashes, nor to take the fence of mortal loathsomeness from the blessed eye of holy Phoebus, but infects the winds with stench of our slain lords.
O pity, Duke! Thou purger of the earth, draw thy feared sword. Give us the bones of our dead kings, that we may chapel them.
I have heard the fortunes of your dead lords, which gives me much lamenting, as wakes my vengeance and revenge for 'em.
I hope some God put mercy in your manhood, whereto he'll infuse power and press you forth our undertaker.
Most dreaded Amazonian soldieress, whom now I know has much more power on him than ever he had on thee, who owest his strength and his love too, who is a servant for the tenor of thy speech, lend us a knee.
Tell him, if he of the blood-seized field lay swollen, showing the sun his teeth, grinning at the moon, what you would do.
Poor lady, say no more. My lord is taken, let him consider.
Pray you say nothing, pray you. Who cannot feel nor see the rain being in't, knows neither wet nor dry. Pray, have comfort.
Forward to the temple. Leave not out a jot of the sacred ceremony.
Oh, this celebration will longer last and be more costly than your suppliants swore.
Remember that your fame knolls in the ear of the world. What you do quickly is not done rashly.
Think, dear Duke, think what beds our slain kings have.
What griefs are beds that our dear lords have none.
None fit for the dead.
It is true, and I will give you comfort. To give your dead lords graves, the which to do must make some work with Creon.
And that work presents itself to the doing. Now 'twill take from the hearts are gone tomorrow.
Now you may take him, drunk with his victory.
His army full of bread and sloth.
Ladies, this is a service whereto I am going. Greater than any war, it more imports me than all the actions that I have foregone or futurely can cope.
The more proclaiming our suit shall be neglected, when her arms, able to lock Jove from a synod, shall by warranting moonlight corslet thee.
Oh, when her twinning cherries shall their sweetness fall upon thy tasteful lips, what wilt thou think of rotten kings or blubbered queens? What care for what thou feelest not? What thou feelest being able to make Mars burn his drum?
Prorogue this business we are going about, and hang your shield afore your heart, about that neck which is my fee, and which I freely lend to do these poor queens service.
If you grant not my sister her petition in that force, with that celerity and nature which she makes it in, from henceforth I'll not dare to ask you anything, nor be so hardy ever to take a husband.
Pray stand up. I am entreating of myself to do that which you kneel to have me. Pirithous, lead on the bride. Get you and pray the gods for success and return. Omit not anything in the pretended celebration. Queens, follow your soldier. Since that our theme is haste, I stamp this kiss upon thy current lip. Farewell, my beauteous sister. Pirithous, keep the feast full, bate not an hour on't.
Sir, I'll follow you at heels. The feast solemnity shall want till your return.
Cousin, I charge you, budge not from Athens. We shall be returning ere you can end this feast, of which I pray you make no abatement. Once more, Farewell, all.
Dear Palamon, dearer in love than blood, and our prime cousin, yet unhardened in the crimes of nature, let us leave this city Thebes and the temptings in it before we further sully our gloss of youth, and here to keep an abstinence we shame as in incontinence, for not to swim in the aid of the current were almost to sink, at least to frustrate striving, and to follow the common stream 'twould bring us to an eddy where we should turn or drown, if labor through our gain but life and weakness.
Your advice is cried up with example. What strange ruins, since first we went to school, may we perceive walking in Thebes, stars and bare weeds, the gain of the martialist, who did propound to his bold ends honor and golden ingots, which, though he won, he had not, and now flirted by peace for whom he fought.
Are you not out? Meet you no ruin but the soldier in the cranks and turns of Thebes?
Yes, I pity decays wherever I find him, but such most that sweating in an honorable toil are paid with ice to cool 'em.
'Tis not this I did begin to speak of. This is virtue, of no respect in Thebes. I spake of Thebes, how dangerous, if we will keep our honors, it is for residing, where every evil hath a good color, where every seeming good's a certain evil. Clear-spirited cousin, let's leave this court, that we may nothing share of Creon's loud infamy. For our milk will relish of the pleasure, and we must be vile or disobedient, not his kinsmen in blood, unless in quality.
Nothing truer. Oh, the king calls for us.
Yet be leaden-footed, till this great rage be off of him. Phoebus, when he broke his whipstock, and exclaimed against the horses of the sun, but whispered to the loudness of his fury. Small winds shake him. But what is the matter?
Theseus, who, where he threats, appalls, hath sent deadly defiance to him, and pronounces ruin to Thebes, who he is at hand to seal the promise of his wrath.
Let him approach. Our services stand now for Thebes, not Creon. Yet to be neutral to him were dishonor, rebellious to oppose. Therefore we must with him stand to the mercy of our fate, who hath bounded our last minute.
So we must.
So farewell. Repeat my wishes to our great lord, of whose success I dare not make any timorous question.
Remember me to our all-royal brother.
Peace be to you as I pursue this war.
How his longing follows his friend. Have you observed him since our great lord departed?
Oh, with much labor, and I did love him for it. They too have cabined in as many as dangerous as poor a corner, peril and want contending. And they have fought out together where death's self was lodged, yet faith had brought them off. Their knot of love, tied, weaved, entangled with so true a cunning, may be outworn, but never outdone.
Doubtless there is a best, and reason has no manners to say it is not you. I was acquainted once with a time when I enjoyed a playfellow. You were at wars when she, the grave enriched, who made too proud the bed.
'Twas Flavina.
Yes. You talk of Pirithous' and Theseus' love. Theirs has more ground, is more maturely seasoned. But I and she, I sigh of worthings innocent. Loved for we did, and like the elements that know not what, nor why, yet do affect rare issues by their operance. Our souls did so to one another. Had mine ear stolen some new air, or at adventure hummed one from musical coinage, why, it was a note whereon her spirits would sojourn, rather dwell on, and sing it in her slumbers. This rehearsal, which every innocent wot's well comes in, like old importment's bastard has this end, that the true love tween maid and maid may be more than in sex dividual,
You're out of breath, and this high-speeded pace is but to say that you shall never, like the maid Flavina, love any that's called man.
I am sure I shall not.
Now alack, weak sister, I must no more believe thee in this point. If I were ripe for your persuasion, you have said enough to shake me from the arm of the all-noble Theseus, for whose fortunes I will now in and kneel, with great assurance that we, more than his Pirithous, possess the high throne in his heart.
I am not against your faith, yet I continue mine.
To thee no star be dark.
Both heaven and earth friend thee forever. All the good
And
that may be wished
the
upon
good that
thy
may be wished upon the head, I cram into it.
The impartial gods, whom from the mounted heavens view us their mortal herd, behold who err, and in their time chastise, go and find out the bones of your dead lords, and honour them with treble ceremony. So, adieu, and heaven's good eyes look on you. What are those?
Men of great quality, as may be judged by their appointment. Some of Thebes have told their sisters' children, nephews to the king.
By the helm of Mars I saw them in the war, like to a pair of lions, smeared with prey, make lanes in troops aghast. I fix my note constantly upon them, for they were a mark worth a god's view.
We leave they're called Arcite and Palamon.
'Tis right, those. They are not dead.
Nor in a state of life. Had they been taken with their last hurts were given, 'twas possible they may have been recovered. Yet they breathe, and have the name of men.
Then like men use 'em. The very lees of such millions of rates exceed the wine of others. All our surgeons convent in their behoof our richest balms rather than niggard waste. Their lives concern us much more than Thebes is worth. Rather than have 'em freed of this plight and in their mourning state sound and at liberty, I would 'em dead. But 40,000-fold we had rather have 'em prisoners to us than death.
I may depart with little while I live, something I may cast to you, not much. Alas, the prison I keep, though it be for great ones, yet they seldom come. Marry, what I have, be it what it will, I will assure upon my daughter at the day of my death.
Sir, I demand no more than your own offer, and I will estate your daughter in what I have promised.
Well, we will talk more of this when the solemnity is past. But have you a full promise of her? When that shall be seen, I tender my consent.
I have, sir. Ooh, here she comes.
Your friend and I have chanced to name you here upon the old business, but no more of that now. So soon as the court hurry is over, we will have an end to it. In the meantime, look tenderly to the two prisoners. I can tell you they are princes.
These strewings are for their chamber. 'Tis pity they are in prison, and 'twere pity they should be out. The prison itself is proud of 'em, and they have all the world in their chamber.
The Duke himself came privately in the night, and so did they. What the reason of it is, I know not. Look, yonder they are. That's Arcite looks out.
No, sir, no. That's Palamon. Arcite is the lower of the twain.
Go to. Leave your pointing. They would not make us their object. Out of their sight.
It is a holiday to look on them. Lord, the difference of men.
How do you, noble cousin?
How do you, sir?
Oh, why, strong enough to laugh at misery and bear the chance of war, yet we are prisoners, I fear, forever, cousin.
I believe it, and to that destiny have patiently laid up my hour to come.
Oh, cousin Arcite, where is Thebes now? Where is our noble country? Where are our friends and kindreds? Oh, never shall we two exercise like twins of honor our arms again, and feel our fiery horses like proud seas under us? Our good swords now, better the red-eyed god of war ne'er wore, ravished our sides like age, they must run to rust These hands shall never draw him out like lightning to blast whole armies ever again.
No, Palamon, those hopes are prisoners with us. Here we are, and here the graces of our youth must wither like a too timely spring. Here age must find us, and, which is heaviest, Palamon, unmarried. The sweet embraces of a loving wife shall never clasp our necks. No issue know us. No figure of ourselves shall we e'er see to glad our age, and like young eagles teach 'em boldly to gaze against bright arms and say, remember that your fathers were, and conquer. We shall know nothing here but one another. Hear nothing but the clock that tells our woes.
'Tis too true, Arcite.
Yet, cousin, even from the bottom of these miseries, I see two comforts rising. Two mere blessings, if the gods please, to hold here a brave patience and the enjoying of our griefs together. Whilst Palamon is with me, let me perish if I think this is our prison.
Certainly. 'Tis a main goodness, cousin, that our fortunes are twinned together.
Shall we make worthy uses of this place that all men hate so much?
How, gentle cousin?
Let's think this prison holy sanctuary, to keep us from corruption of worse men. We are young, and yet desire the ways of honor, that liberty and common conversation, the poison of pure spirits, might like women woo us to wander from. What worthy blessing can be but our imaginations may make it ours? And here being thus together, we are an endless mind to one another. We are one another's wife, ever begetting new births of love. We are father, friends, acquaintance. We are in one another families. Were we at liberty, a wife might part us, quarrels consume us. I might sicken, cousin, where you should never know it, and so perish with your noble hand to close mine eyes.
You have made me, I thank you, cousin, almost wanton with my captivity. Cousin Arcite, had not the loving gods found this place for us, we had died as they did. Ill old men, unwept, and had their epitaphs, the people's curses. Is there record of any two that loved better than we do, Arcite?
Sure there cannot.
No, I did not think it possible that our friendship should ever leave us.
Till our deaths it cannot, and after death our spirits shall be led to those that love eternally. Speak on, sir.
This garden has a world of pleasures in it. What flower is this?
It's called Narcissism.
What? Narcissus? That was a fair boy, certain, but a fool to love himself. Were there not maids enough? Or were they all hard-hearted?
It could not be to one so fair.
Thou wouldst not.
I think I should not, madam.
Good wench. But take heed to your kindness, though.
Why, madam?
Men are mad things.
Cousin? Cousin, how do you, sir? Why, Palamon?
Never till now was I in prison, Arcite.
Why, what's the matter, man?
Behold and wonder, by heaven, she is a goddess.
Of all the flowers, methinks a rose is the best.
Why, gentle madam?
It is the very emblem of a maid. For when the west wind courts her gently, how modestly she blows and paints the sun with her chaste blushes. When the north comes near her, rude and impatient, then, like chastity, she locks her beauties in her bud again and leaves him to base briars.
But madam, sometimes her modesty will go so far she falls for it. A maid, if she have any honor, would be loath to take example by her.
Thou art wanton.
She is wondrous fair.
She is all the beauty extant.
Sun grows high, let's walk in. Yeah, keep these flowers. I am wondrous merry-hearted. Yeah, I could laugh now.
I could lie down, I'm sure.
And take one with you.
That's as we bargain, madam.
We'll agree then.
Oh, what think you of this beauty?
'Tis a rare one.
Is it but a rare one?
Yes, a matchless beauty.
Might not a man well just lose himself and love her?
I cannot tell what you have done. I have beshrew mine eyes for it. Now I feel my shackles.
Whoa! You love her, then?
Who would not?
And desire her?
Before my liberty.
I saw her first!
That's nothing!
Well, it shall be.
I saw her too!
Yes, but you must not love her.
I will not, as you do, to worship her as she is heavenly and a blessed goddess. I love her as a woman, to enjoy her, so both may love.
You shall not love at all.
Not love at all. Who shall deny me?
I that first saw her. I that took possession first with mine eyes of all of these beauties, in her revealed to mankind. If thou lovest her, or entertainst a hope to blast my wishes, thou art a traitor, Arcite, and a fellow false as thy title to her. Friendship, blood, and all the ties between us I disclaim if thou once think upon her.
I say again, I love her, and in her love and in loving her maintain I am as worthy and as free a lover, and have as just a title to her beauty as any Palamon or any living that is a man's son.
Have I called thee my friend?
Yes, and have found me so. Why are you so moved thus? Let me deal coldly with you. Am I not part of your blood, part of your soul? You have told me that I was Palamon and you were Arcite.
Yes.
Am I not liable to those affections, those joys, griefs, angers, fears for my friend shall suffer?
You may be.
Why then would you deal so cunningly, so strangely, so unlike a noble kinsman to love alone? Speak truly. Do you think me unworthy of her sight?
No, but unjust. If thou pursue that sight.
Because another first sees the enemy, shall I stand still and let mine honor down and never charge?
Yes, if he be but one.
You are mad!
Yeah, I must be, until thou art worthy. Arcite, oh, man, it concerns me. And in this madness, if I hazard thee and take thy life, I would deal but truly.
Oh, fie, sir! You play the child extremely. I will love her. I must. I ought to do so. And I dare. And all this justly.
Oh! Now, thy false self and thy friend had but this fortune to be 1 hour at liberty, and grasp our good swords in our hands, I would quickly teach thee what 'twere to filch affection from another. Put but thy head out of this window more, and as I have a soul, I will nail thy life to it.
Thou darest not, fool. Thou canst not, thou art feeble. Put my head out, I'll throw my body out, and leap the garden when I see her next, and pitch between her arms to anger thee.
No more, the keeper's coming. I shall live to knock thy brains out with my shackles. Do!
By your leave, gentlemen.
Now, honest keeper?
Lord Arcite, you must presently to the Duke. The cause I know not yet.
I am ready, keeper.
Prince Palamon, I must awhile bereave you of your fair cousin's company.
And me, too. Even when you please. Of my life. Why is he sent for? Oh, it may be that he shall marry her. He's goodly. And, like enough, the Duke hath taken notice both of his blood and his body. But his falsehood! Why should a friend be so treacherous? If that gave him a wife so noble and so fair, let honest men never love again. Once more I would but see this fair one. Would I were, for all the fortune of my life hereafter, yon little tree, yon blooming apricot, Oh, how I would spread and fling my wanton arms in at her window. I would bring her fruit fit for the gods to feed on. Youth and pleasure still, as she tasted, should be doubted on her. And if she be not heavenly, I would make her so near the gods in nature that they should fear her. And then I am sure she would love me. How now, keeper? Where is Arcite?
Banished. Prince Pirithous obtained his liberty, but nevermore upon his oath and life must he set foot upon this kingdom.
He is a blessed man. He shall see Thebes again, and call to arms the bold young men that when he bids them charge, fall on like fire. Arcite shall have a fortune, if he dare make himself a worthy lover, yet in the field to strike a battle for her. Oh, were I at liberty, I would do things of such a virtuous greatness that this lady, this blushing virgin, should take manhood to her and seek to ravish me.
My lord, for you I have this charge too.
To discharge my life?
No, but from this place to remove your lordship. The windows are too open.
Devils take 'em that are so envious to me. Come, prithee, kill me.
And hang for it afterward?
By this good light, had I a sword, I would kill thee.
Why, my lord?
Thou bringest such peddling scurvy news continually. Thou art not worthy life. No, I will not go.
Indeed you must, my lord.
Oh. May I see the garden?
No.
Then I am resolved. I will not go.
I must constrain you then, and for you are dangerous, I'll clap more irons on you.
Do, good keeper. I will shake them so that you shall not sleep. I'll make you a new Morris, huh? Must I go?
There is no remedy.
Oh, farewell. Kind window, may rude wind never hurt thee. Oh, my lady, if ever thou hast felt what sorrow was, dream how I suffer. Come, now bury me.
Banish the kingdom. 'Tis a benefit, a mercy I must thank him for, but banished. The free enjoying of that face I die for. Oh, 'twas a sudden punishment, a death beyond imagination. Palamon, thou hast the start now. Thou shalt stay and see her bright eyes break each morning 'gainst thy window. Good gods, what happiness has Palamon! 20 to 1 he'll come to speak to her, and if she be as gentle as she's fair, I know she is his. He has a tongue will tame tempests and make the wild rocks wanton. Come what can come, the worst is death. I will not leave the kingdom. If I go, he has her.
My master, I'll be there, that's certain.
Oh, and I'll be there.
Shall we be lusty?
All the boys in Athens blow wind in the breeches on. And I'll be here. And I'll be there. And I'll be here again for our town and there again. Boy, hey for the weaker.
And sweet companion, let's rehearse by any means before the ladies see us and do sweetly, and God knows what may come on't.
Content. The sports once ended, will perform. Away, boy, and hold.
But by your leaves, honest friends, pray, whither you go?
Whither? What a question's that?
Yes, 'tis a question to me that know not.
To the games, my friend.
Where were you bred, you know it not?
Not far, sir. Are there such games today?
Yes, marry are there, and such you never saw. The Duke himself will be in person there.
What pastimes are they?
Wrestling and running.
You a pretty fellow. Thou wilt not go along?
Not yet, sir.
Well, sir, take your own time. Come, wench.
This fellow has a vengeance trick of the hip. Mark how his body is made for it.
He wrestle. He roast eggs. Come, Let's be gone, lad.
This is an opportunity I durst not wish for. Well, I could have wrestled, the best men called it excellent. I'll venture, and in some poor disguise be there. Who knows whether my brows may not be girt with garlands, and happiness prefer me to a place where I may ever dwell in sight of her.
Why should I love this gentleman? 'Tis odds he never will affect me. I am base, my father the mean keeper of his prison, and he a prince. To marry him is hopeless. To be his whore is witless. First, I saw him. I, seeing, thought he was a goodly man. He has as much to please a woman in him, if he pleased to bestow it, as ever these eyes looked on. Next, I pitied him, and so would any young wench. Then I loved him. Extremely loved him. Infinitely loved him. And yet he has a cousin fair as he too, but yet in my heart was Palamon. And there, Lord, what a coil he keeps. When I come in to bring him water in the morning, first he bows his noble body, and then he salutes me thus: fair maid, good morrow. May thy goodness get thee a happy husband. Once he kissed me. I loved my lips the 10 days after. Would he would do so every day. Well, he grieves much, and me as much to see his misery. What should I do to make him know I love him? For I would fain enjoy him. Say I ventured to set him free. What says the law then? Thus much for law and kindred. I will do it. And tonight or tomorrow, if you love him.
You have done worthily. I have not seen since Hercules a man of tougher sinews. Whate'er you are, you run the best and wrestle that these times can allow.
I am proud to please you.
What country bred you?
This, but the far off, Prince.
Are you a gentleman?
My father said so, and to those gentle uses gave me life.
Are you his heir?
His youngest, sir.
Your father sure is happy sire, then. What proves you?
A little of all noble qualities. I could have kept a hawk, and well have followed to a deep cry of dogs. I dare not praise my feat in horsemanship, yet they that knew me would say it was my best piece, last and greatest. I would be thought a soldier.
You are perfect.
On my soul, proper man.
He is so.
How do you like him, lady?
Oh, I admire him. I have not seen so young a man, so noble, if he say true, of his sort.
Believe his mother was a wondrous, handsome woman. His face, methinks, goes that way.
But his body and fiery mind illustrate a brave father.
What made you seek this place, sir?
Noble Theseus, to purchase name and do my ablest service to such a well-found wonder as thy worth. For only in thy court of all the world dwells fair-eyed honor.
All his words are worthy.
Sir, we are much indebted to your travel, nor shall you lose your wish. Pirithous, dispose of this fair gentleman.
Thanks, Theseus. Whatever you are, you're mine, and I shall give you to a most noble service to this lady, this bright young virgin. Pray, observe her goodness. You have honored her fair birthday with your virtues, and as your due, you're hers. Kiss her fair hand, sir.
Sir, you are a noble giver. Dearest beauty, thus let me seal my vowed faith. When your servant, your most unworthy creature, but offends you, command him die. He shall.
That were too cruel, if you deserve well, sir. I shall soon see it.
I'll see you furnished. And because you say you are a horseman, I must needs entreat you this afternoon to ride, but 'tis a rough one.
I like him better, Prince. I shall not then freeze in my saddle.
Sweet, you must be ready, and you, Emilia, and you, friend, and all. Tomorrow by the sun to do observance to flowery May in Dian's wood. Wait well, sir, upon your mistress.
Emily, I hope he shall not go afoot.
That were a shame, sir, while I have horses. Take your choice, and what you want at any time, let me but know it.
Sister, beshrew my heart, you have a servant that if I were a woman would be master. But you are wise.
I hope too wise for that, sir.
Let all the dukes and all the devils roar! He is at liberty. I have ventured for him, and out I have brought him to a little wood. A mile hence I have sent him, where a cedar higher than all the rest spreads like a plain, fast by a brook, and there he shall keep close till I have provided him files and food, for yet his iron braces are not off. Oh, love. I love him beyond love, beyond reason or wit or safety. I have made him know it. I care not. I am desperate. That way he takes, I purpose is my way too. Well, sure, he cannot be so unmanly as to leave me here. If he do, maids will not be so easily trust men again. And yet he has not thanked me for what I have done. No, not so much as kissed me. And methinks that is not so well. Yet I hope when he considers more, this love of mine will make more root in him. I'll presently provide him necessaries and pack my clothes up. And where there is a path of ground, I will follow him. I will forever, like a shadow, dwell next to him. Within this hour, the hubbub will be all o'er the prison. I am then kissing the man they look for. Farewell, father. Get many more such prisoners and such daughters, and shortly you may keep yourself. Now to him.
The Duke has lost Hippolyta. Each took a several laund. This is a solemn rite they owe bloomed May, and the Athenians pay it to the heart of ceremony. O Queen Emilia, fresher than May, O thou jewel of the wood of the world, has likewise blessed a place with thy sole presence. She takes strong note of me, hath made me near her. Alas, poor cousin Palamon, poor prisoner, thou so little dreamest upon my fortune that thou thinkest thyself the happier thing to be so near Emilia. But if thou knewest my mistress breathed on me, and that I eared her language, lived in her eye, cause what passion would enclose thee?
Oh, you traitor kinsman! Thou shouldst perceive my passion if these signs of imprisonment were off me, and this hand but the owner of a sword.
Dear Palamon!
Cousinor Arcite, give me language such as thou hast showed me feet!
Honor and honesty I cherish and depend on. Howsoe'er you skip them and me, and with them, fair coz, I'll maintain my proceedings.
Oh, well, their valiant temper men lose when they incline to treachery. And then they fight like compelled bears. They would fly when they were not tied. Come up to me! Quit me of these cold jives. Give me a sword, though it be rusty, and the charity of one meal lend me. Come before me then, a good sword in thy hand, and do but say that Emily is thine. Oh, I will forgive the trespass thou hast done me. Yea, my life, if then thou carry it.
Be content. Again betake you to your hawthorn house. With counsel of the night I will be here, with wholesome vines. These impediments will I file off. You shall have garments, and perfumes to kill the smell of the prison. After, when you shall stretch yourself and say, but Arcite, I am in plight, there shall be at your choice both sword and armor.
Oh, you heavens! There's any so noble bear a guilty business? None but only Arcite.
Sweet Palamon.
I do embrace you, and your offer. No, it's for your offer only that I do it, sir. your person without hypocrisy, I may not wish any more than my sword's edge on it.
You hear the horns. Enter your musset, lest this match betweens be crossed ere met.
Pray hold your promise, and do that deed with a bent brow, right? It's most certain you love me not.
Plainly
right?
spoken.
He has mistook the break I meant, or is gone after his fancy. 'Tis now well nigh morning. No matter, would it were perpetual night and darkness, lord of the world. Hark, 'tis a wolf. In me hath grief slain fear, and but for one thing I care for nothing, and that's Palamon. I reck not if the wolves would jaw me, so he had this file. What if I hallooed for him? If he not answer, I should call a wolf and do him but that service. Why may it not be they have made prey of him? He has no weapons, he cannot run. The jingling of his gyves might call fell things to listen. I'll set it down, he's torn to pieces. They howled many together, and then they fed on him. So much for that. Be bold to ring the bell. How stand I then? My father's to be hanged for his escape, myself to beg if I prized my life so much as to deny my act, but that I would not. Food took I none these 2 days, sipped some water. I have not closed mine eyes. So, which way now? The moon is down, the crickets chirp, the screech owl calls in the dawn. All offices are done, save what I fail in. But the point is, an end, and that is all.
I should be near the place. Oh, cousin Palamon!
Arcite!
The same! I have brought you food and files. Come forth and fear not. Here is no Theseus.
Oh, nor no honest article. Oh, Arcite! Oh.
That's no matter. We'll argue that hereafter. Come, take courage. You shall not die thus beastly. Here, sir, drink.
Oh, no. Arcite, thou mightst now poison me.
I might, but I must fear you first.
Do.
Drink a good hearty draught. It breeds good blood, man. Do you not feel it thaw you?
Stay, I'll tell you after, like, a draft or two more.
Spare it not. The Duke has more, cuz. Eat, now.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I'm glad you have so good a stomach.
I'm gladder to have such good meat on it.
Is it not mad lodging here in the wild woods, cousin?
Yes, for them that have wild consciences.
How taste your victuals? Your hunger needs no sauce, I see.
Oh, no, not much. Oh, but if it did, yours would be too tart, sweet cousin. What is this?
Venison.
No, just a lusty meat. Give me some more wine. More wine?
Here you go. It's the good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Okay. Okay, maybe not that much. Breathe.
Oh. Woo.
You good?
Here, Arcite. The witches that we've known in our days. Well, the Lord Steward's daughter. You remember her?
Oh, after you, cuz.
Okay. She loved a black-haired man.
She did so. Well, sir,
I've heard some call him Arcite, and that he...
Out with it, Faith.
She met him in an arbor. Now, what did she there, cuz? She play of the virginals?
Something she did, sir.
Made her groan for a month for it, huh? Or 2? Or 3? Or 10? Oh!
The marshal's sister had her share too, as I remember, cousin. Else there be tales abroad. You'll pledge her.
Oh, yeah.
A pretty young wench 'tis. There was a time when young men went a-hunting, and a wood, and a broad breach, and thereby hangs a tale. Hi-ho!
For Emily, upon my life! Fool! Away with this strained mirth. I say again, that sigh was breathed for Emily, base cousin. Darest thou break first?
You are wide.
In heaven and earth there is nothing in thee honest.
Then I'll leave you. You are a beast now.
As thou makest me, traitor.
There's all needful things, files and shirts and perfumes. I'll come again some 2 hours hence and bring that shall quiet all.
A sword and armor.
Fear me not. You are now too foul. Farewell.
Ira?
I'll hear no more.
If he keep touch, he dies for it.
I am very cold, and the stars are out. The sun has seen my folly. Palamon! Alas, no, he is in heaven. And where am I now? Oh. Yonder is the sea. Oh, there's a ship. How it tumbles, and there's a rock lies watching under the water. Now, it beats upon it. Now. Oh, it's sprung a leak. Oh, a sound one. Oh, how they cry. Good night. You're gone. Oh, I'm very hungry. Would I could find me a fine frog. He would tell me news from all parts of the world. And then I would make by east and by northeast to the king of the pygmies, for he would tell fortunes rarely. Now my father, 20-1, is trussed up in a trice tomorrow morning. I'll never say a word. He's by me a white cut, forth for to ride, and I'll go seek him through the world that is so wide. Hey, nonny, 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 hey, nonny, nonny.
Fight! What tediosity and disinanity is here among ye? Having my rudiments, been labored along with ye, Milton to ye, and by a figure, into the very plum broth and marrow of my understanding laid upon ye, and do you still cry, where, and how, and wherefore? If I said, thus let be, and there let be, and then let be, and no man understand me? The Phidias, you're all dunces. Here stand I. There the Duke comes. There are you, close in the thicket. The Duke appears. I meet him, and unto him utter learned things, and many figures he hears, and nods and hums, and then cries, there. And I go forward. At length I fling my cap up. Mark, here. And then do you break comely before him like true lovers, cast yourselves in a body decently and sweetly by a figure, trace and turn, boys.
And sweetly we will do it, Master Gerald.
The George of love comes from the south, from the coast of Barbara. And there he met with brave gallant of war by 1, by 2.
And there he met with brave gallants of war by 1, by 2, by 3.
We hailed, brave gallants of war. And whither are you sound? There was 3 fools fell out about an owlet. The one said it was an owl. The other, he said nay. The third said it was a haw. And her bells were cut away.
There's a dainty mad woman, master. If we can get her dance, we are made again. I warrant her, she'll do the rarest gambol.
A mad woman? We are made, boys.
Are you mad? Good. Whoa, man.
I would be sorry else. Give me your hand.
Why?
I can tell your fortune. You are a fool. Tell 10. I've posed him. Friend, you must eat no white bread. If
No!
your teeth will bleed extremely. Shall we dance, ho? I know you. You are a tinker. Sirrah Tinker, stop no more holes but what you should.
Dear Bonnie, a tinker damsel, go, take her and fluently persuade her to a peace. Strike up and lead her in.
Come, lass, let's trip it.
I'll lead.
Do.
Persuasively and cunningly. Away, boys. I hear the horn. Give me some meditation and mark your cue. Pallas, inspire me.
This way the stag took.
Stay and edify.
What have we here?
Some country sport, upon my life, sir.
Well, sir, go forward. We will edify, ladies. Sit down. We'll stay for it.
Thou doughty Duke, all hail, all hail. Sweet lady. If you...
I speak schoolmaster. I think I can translate for him. Pastime maid is.
You hear me now?
Yeah, we got you, Schoolie.
Shall I go back to thou doughty Duke?
Please do.
Thou doughty Duke! All hail, sweet ladies. If you but favor, our country pastime maid is. We are a few of those collected here that ruder tongues distinguish villagers. We company, or by a figure chorus, that for thy dignity will dance a morris.
Oh.
We here present this macana, or this frama, or dainty duke, thou dainty duke, whose doughty dismal fame was dis to Daedalus, from post to pillar is blown abroad. Help me, thy poor well-willer, and from thy twinkling eyes look right and straight upon this mighty Moor of Wickleweight. Is now comes in, which being glued together makes more is, and the cause that we come hither.
Produce.
Entrate, fili, enter, come forth and put it.
May the stag thou huntest stand long.
Thy dogs be swift and strong.
Ladies, if we have been merry and have pleased you with the dairy and a down, say the schoolmaster's no clown. Duke, if we have pleased thee too and have done as good boys should do, give us but a tree or twain for a maypole. And again.
Take 20, Domini. How does my sweetheart?
Never so pleased, sir.
It was an excellent dance.
Schoolmaster, I thank you. One see all rewarded.
And here's something to paint your pole withal.
Now to our sports again.
Ah, come! We are all made! Dia de que omnes! We have danced rarely. Wenches.
Yeah, about this hour, my cousin gave his faith to visit me again. When he left me, I did not think a week could have restored my lost strength to me. I thank thee, Arcite. Thou art yet a fair foe, and I feel myself with this refreshing, able once again to outdure danger. Oh, good morrow.
Good morrow, noble kinsman. Defy me in these fair terms, and you show more than a mistress to me, no more anger. We were not bred to talk, man, when we are armed. Then let our fury fly strongly from us, and then to whom the birthright of this beauty truly pertains will be seen, and quickly, yours or mine.
Oh, Arcite, thou art so brave an enemy that no man but thy cousin is fit to kill thee. Go on, choose your arms.
Choose you, sir.
Oh, wilt thou exceed in all? Or dost thou... Whoa, dost thou do it to make me spare thy life?
If you think so, cousin, you are deceived, for as I am a soldier, I will not spare you.
That is well said. Okay. This I'll take.
That's mine, then. I'll arm you first.
Oh, dude. Oh, pray, tell me, cousin, where got thou this good armor?
'Tis the Duke's, and to say true, I stole it.
You stole it?
Do I pinch you?
No.
It's not too heavy.
No, I mean, I've worn a lighter, but I'll make it serve.
I'll buckle it close.
Oh, by any means. Now, will you fight bare-armed?
We shall be the nimbler.
No. Use your gauntlets. Those are the least. No. Ready? Take mine, good cousin.
Oh, okay. Hang on. There we go. How,
You're welcome, Arcite. How do I look? Huh? Am I falling much away?
Faith, very, very little. Love has used you kindly.
I'll warrant thee, though. I'll strike home.
Do, and spare not.
Now, to you. Huh?
Can you just...
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Now, methinks this armor is very like that Arcite that thou worst that day. That day the three kings fell. No, but it's lighter.
Oh, that was a very good one. And that day I well remember. You outdid me, cousin. I never saw such valor. When you charged... No, seriously. When you charged upon the left wing of the enemy, I spurred hard to come up, and under me I had a right good horse.
Oh, you had indeed!
When I saw you charge first, methought I heard a dreadful clap of thunder break from the troop.
But still before that flew the lightning of your valor. Oh, whoa. Stay a little. Is not this piece a little too straight?
No. 'Tis well.
No, it's okay. Stand off then.
Take my sword. I hold it better.
I thank you. No, keep it. Your life lies on it.
Is there aught else to say?
This only, and no more. Thou art mine aunt's son, and that blood that we both desire to shed is mutual. In me, thine. In thee, mine. My sword is in my hand, and if thou killst me, the gods and I forgive thee. All right, farewell, Arcite.
Lo, cousin, lo, our folly has undone us. This is the Duke, a-hunting, as I told you. If we be found, we are wretched. Or retire into your bush again, sir.
No, cousin. I will no more be hidden nor put off this great adventure to a second trial. He that faints now, shame tame him.
Then come what can come. Have at thy life!
What ignorant and mad malicious traitors are you, that gainst the tenor of my laws are making battle, thus like knights appointed, without my leave and officer of arms? By Castor, both shall die.
Hold thy word, Theseus. We are certainly both traitors, both despisers of thee and of thy goodness. I am Palamon, that cannot love thee. He that broke thy prison, huh? Yeah, 'tis well what that deserves. And this right here, this is Arcite. A bolder traitor never trod thy ground. A falser ne'er seemed friend. This is the man who was begged and banished, and in this disguise against thine own edict follows thy sister. That fortunate, bright star, fair Emilia. This treachery, like a most trusty lover, I called him now to answer. If thou beest as thou art spoken, a great and virtuous, then say fight again, and thou shalt see me, Theseus, do such a justice as thou thyself wilt envy. Then take my life. I will woo thee to it.
I have sworn.
We seek not thy breath of mercy, Theseus. 'Tis to me a thing as soon to die as thee to say it. Where this man calls me traitor, let me say thus much. If in love be treason, in service of so excellent a beauty as I love most, and in that faith will perish, so let me be most traitor, and ye please me. For scorning thy edict, Duke, ask that lady why she is fair, and why her eyes command me stay here to love her.
Thou shalt have pity of us both, O great Theseus, if unto neither of us thou show mercy. Let us die together at one instant, Duke. Only a little let him fall before me, that I may tell my soul that he shall not have her!
I grant your wish. For to say true, your cousin has 10 times more offended, for I gave him more mercy than you found, sir, your offences being no more than his. None here speak for him, for ere the sun set, both shall sleep for ever.
Ask the pity, now or never, sister, speak, not to be denied.
My face, sister, I find no anger to 'em, nor no ruin. The misadventure of their own eyes kill 'em. Yet that I will be woman and have pity. My knee shall grow to the ground, but I'll get mercy. Most royal brother.
Sir, by our tie of marriage.
By that you would have pity in another, by your own virtues infinite.
By valour, by all the chaste knights I have ever pleased you.
These are strange conjurings.
Nay, then I'll end too. By all our friendship, sir, by all our dangers, by all you love most, wars, and this, sweet lady, to crown all this by your most noble soul, which cannot want you mercy, I beg first.
Next hear my prayers.
Last, let me entreat, sir.
For mercy.
Mercy.
Mercy on these princes.
Ye make my faith real. Say I felt compassion to 'em both. How would you place it?
On their lives, but with their banishment. For now I am set a-begging, sir, I am deaf to all but your compassion.
If you desire their lives, invent a way safer than banishment. Can these two live and have the agony of love about 'em and not kill one another? I have said they die. Better they fall by the law than one another. Bow not my honour.
Shall anything that loves me perish for me? That were a cruel wisdom. Ah, Duke Theseus, the goodly mothers that have groaned for these, and all the longing maids that ever loved them, if your vows stand, shall curse me and my beauty, and in their funeral songs for these two cousins despise my cruelty, and cry, Woe worth me, till I am nothing but the scorn of women. For heaven's sake, save their lives and banish 'em.
On what conditions?
Swear 'em nevermore to make me their contention, or to know me, to tread upon my dukedom, and to be, wherever they shall travel, ever strangers to one another.
I will be cut to pieces before I take this oath. Forget I love her, but take our lives, Duke.
Will you, Arcite, take these conditions?
Nope. Never, Duke. Though I think I shall never enjoy her, yet I'll preserve the honor of affection and die for her.
What may be done? For now I feel compassion.
Let it not fall again, sir.
Say, Emilia, if one of them were dead, as one must, are you content to take the other to your husband? They cannot both enjoy you. Look upon him. And if you can love, end this difference, I give consent. Are you content too, Princess?
With all
With
my
all
soul.
our souls.
He that she refuses must die then.
Any death thou canst invent, Duke.
I cannot, sir. They are both too excellent. For me, a hair shall never fall of these men.
What will become of them?
Thus I ordain it. And by mine honour once again it stands, or both shall die. You shall both to your country, and each within this month, accompanied with 2 fair knights, appear again in this place, in which I'll plant a pyramid.
Ooh.
And whether before us that are here can force his cousin by fair and knightly strength to touch the pillar, he shall enjoy her, the other lose his head, and all his friends. Will this content ye?
Yes! Here, cousin Arcite. I'm friends again until that hour.
I embrace ye.
Are you content, sister?
Yes. I must, sir, else both miscarry.
Come, shake hands again then. When ye return, who wins, I'll settle here. Who loses, yet I'll weep upon his bier.
Heard you no more? Was nothing said of me concerning the escape of Palamon?
Man, I bring you news. I bring you good news.
They are welcome.
Palamon has cleared you and got your pardon and discovered how and by whose means he escaped, which was your daughter's, whose pardon is procured too.
Ye are a good man and ever bring good news. How was it ended?
As it should be, the prisoners have their lives, but there are new conditions, which you'll hear of at better time.
Alas, sir, where's your daughter?
Why do you ask?
Oh, sir, when did you see her?
How he looks.
Morning.
Was she well? Was she in health, sir? When did she sleep?
They're strange questions.
I do not think she was very well, for now you make me mind her. But this very day I asked her questions, and she answered me so far as what she was, so childishly, so sillily, as if she were a fool and innocent, and I was very angry. But what of her, sir?
Nothing but my pity, but you must know it, and as good by me as by another that less loves her.
Well, sir?
Not right?
Not well?
'Tis too true, she's mad.
It cannot be.
Believe you will find it so.
I have suspected what you've told me. The gods comfort her. But why this haste, sir?
I'll tell you quickly. As I was late angling in the great lake that lies behind the palace, I heard a voice, a shrill one, and attentive I gave my ear, when I might well perceive 'twas one that sung. I then left my angle to his own skill, came near, but yet perceived not on who made the sound. I laid me down and listened to the words she sung, for then, through a small glade cut by the fishermen, I saw it was your daughter.
Pray, go on, sir.
She sung much, but no sense. Only I heard her repeat this often. Palamon is gone to the wood to gather mulberries. I'll find him out tomorrow.
Pretty soul.
Well, then she talked of you, that you must lose your head, and she must gather flowers to bury you. And then she sung nothing but willow, willow, and between was Palamon, fair Palamon. And Palamon was a tall young man. The place was knee deep where she sat. Her careless tresses and wealth of bulrush rounded, and about her stuck 1,000 freshwater flowers of several colors, that methought she appeared like the fair nymph that feeds the lake with waters. Rings she made of rushes that grew by, and to him spoke the prettiest posies. Thus our true love's tide. This you may lose, not me, and many a one. And then she wept and sung again and sighed, and with the same breath smiled and kissed her hand.
Alas, what pity it is.
Oh, here she is.
Enjoy the light. Is not this a pretty song?
Oh, very pretty one.
I can sing 20 more.
I think you can.
Yes, truly I can. I can sing The Broom and the Bonny Robin. Are not you a tailor?
Yeah,
Where's my wedding gown?
I'll bring it tomorrow.
Well, do very early. I must be abroad else to call the maids and pay the minstrels, for I must lose my maidenhead by cocklight. 'Twill never thrive else. Oh, Theseus.
You must e'en take it patiently.
It is true.
Good evening, good men. Pray, did you ever hear of one young Palamon?
Yes, wench, we know him.
Is not a fine young gentleman?
'Tis, love.
By no mean cross her. She is then distempered, far worse than now she knows.
Yes, he's a fine man.
Oh, is he so? You have a sister.
Yes.
But she shall never have him, tell her so, for a trick that I know. You'd best look after her, for if she see him once, she is gone. She is done and undone in an hour. All the young maids in our town are in love with him, but I laugh at him and let him all alone. It's not a wise course.
Yes.
There are at least 200 now with child by him.
She's lost. Past all cure.
Heaven forbidden then.
Come hither. You are a wise man. You are a master of a ship?
Yeah.
Where's your compass?
Here.
And now direct your course to the wood, where Palamon lies longing for me. For the tackling, let me alone. Come, way hearts, cheerily, cheerily.
Let's get her in.
Up to the top, boy.
Where's the pilot?
Here. What kennest thou?
A fair wood.
Bear for it, masters, tack about! When Cynthia with her borrowed light, etc.
Yet I may bind these wounds up that must open and bleed to death for my sake else. I'll choose and end their strife. Their weeping mothers, following the dead cold ashes of their sons, shall never curse my cruelty. Ah, good heaven, what a sweet face has Arcite. What an eye, of what a fiery sparkle and quick sweetness has this young prince. Here love himself sits smiling. Yet Palamon is but his foil. To him a mere dull shadow, he's swarth and meagre, of an eye as heavy as if he had lost his mother. A still temper, no stirring in him, no alacrity. Yet these that we count errors may become him. Yet Narcissus was a sad boy, but a heavenly. Oh! Who can find the bent of a woman's fancy? I am a fool, yet my reason is lost in me. For if my brother, but even now had asked me whether I loved, I had run mad for Arcite. Now if my sister, more for Palamon. Yet what a mere child is fancy, that having two fair gauds of equal sweetness cannot distinguish, but must cry for both.
Your two contending lovers are returned, and with them their fair knights. Now, my fair sister, you must love one of them.
I had rather both, so neither for my sake should fall untimely.
From whence come you, sir?
From the night.
Now, as I have a soul, I long to see him. Lady, you shall see men fight now.
I wish it, but not the cause, my lord. they would show bravely about the titles of 2 kingdoms. 'Tis pity love should be so tyrannous. O my soft-hearted sister, what think you? Weep not till they weep blood, wench, it must be.
You have steeled 'em with your beauty. Honoured friend, to you I give the field. Pray order it, fitting the persons that must use it.
Yes, sir.
Come, I'll go visit 'em. I cannot stay, their fame has fired me so.
Poor wench. Go weep, for whosoever wins loses a noble cousin for thy sins.
Her distraction is more at some time of the moon than at other some, is it not?
She is continually in a harmless distemper, sleeps little, altogether without appetite, save often drinking, dreaming of another world and a better. And what broken piece of matter soe'er she's about, the name Palamon lards it. Oh, look where she comes. You shall perceive her behavior.
Now for this fair charm I told you of, you must bring a piece of silver on the tip of your tongue, or no fairy. We maids that have our livers perished, cracked to pieces with love, we shall come there, and do nothing all day long but pick flowers with Proserpine. Then will I take Palamon a nosegay, and let him mark me.
How prettily she's amiss. Note her a little further.
Alas, 'tis a sore life they have in the other place, such burning, frying, hissing, howling. Lords and courtiers that have got maids with child, they are in this place. They shall stand in fire up to the navel, and in ice down to the heart, and there the offending part burns, and there the deceiving part freezes. I will be true, my stars, my fate. I will be true.
What think you of her, sir?
I think she has a perturbed mind, which I cannot minister to.
Alas, what then?
Understand you, she ever affected any man ere she beheld Palamon?
I was once, sir. Oh, you were once, right?
Yeah, in great hope she had fixed her liking on this gentleman, my friend.
No, I did think so too, and would account I had great penance for it. I to give half my state that both she and I this present stood unfeignedly on the same terms.
Well, this must you do. Confine her to a place where the light may rather seem to steal in than be permitted. Take upon you, wooer, the name of Palamon, and say you come to eat with her and to commune of love. This will catch her attention, for this her mind beats upon. Sing to her such green songs of love as she says Palamon hath sung in prison, and come to her stuck in as sweet flowers as the season is mistress of, and thereto make an addition of some other compounded odors which are grateful to the sense. All this shall become, nice, all this shall become Palamon. For Palamon can sing, and Palamon is sweet in every good thing. It's a falsehood she is in. It's a falsehood she is in, which is with falsehoods to be combated. This may bring her to eat, to sleep, to reduce what's now out of square in her into their form, law, and regiment. I've seen it approved. How many times, I know not, but to make the number more, I have great hope in this.
Now let 'em enter, and before the gods tender their holy prayers. Let the temples burn bright with sacred fires, and the altars in hallowed clouds commend their swelling incense to those above us. Let no dew be wanting. They have a noble work in hand, will honour the very powers that love 'em.
Sir, they enter.
You valiant and strong-hearted enemies, lay by your anger for an hour, and dove-like before the holy altars of your helpers, the all-feared gods, bow down your stubborn bodies.
We'll leave you to your prayers, and betwixt ye I part my wishes.
Honor crown the worthiest.
The Mighty One, whose havoc in vast field unearthed skulls proclaim, that makest and breakest the stony girths of cities.
To the goddess Venus, that hast the might, even with an eye glance, to choke Mars's drum and turn the alarum to whispers.
Me, thy pupil, youngest follower of thy drum, instruct this day with military skill to that to thy laud I may advance my streamer, and by thee be styled lord of the day.
Take to thy grace me, thy vowed soldier, who do bear the yoke. As for the wreath of roses, then, most soft, sweet goddess, give me the victory of this question, which is true love's merit.
Give me, great Mars, some token of thy pleasure.
Sovereign queen, bless me with a sign of thy great pleasure.
O great corrupter of enormous times, shaker of o'er-ranked states, that healest with blood the earth when it is sick, I do take thy signs auspiciously, and in thy name to my design march boldly.
I give thee thanks for this fair token, which being laid unto mine innocent true heart, arms in assurance my body to this business. Time comes on.
Oh, sacred, shadowy cold, and constant queen, sweet, solitary, white as chaste, and pure as wind-fanned snow, I hear thy priest am humbled for thine altar. This is my last of vestal office. I am bride habited, but maiden-hearted. A husband I have pointed, but I do not know him. Out of two I should choose and pray for his success, but I am guiltless of election. Therefore, modest queen, he of the two pretenders that best loves me and has the truest title in't, let him take off my wheaten garland, or else grant I may continue in thy band. See what our general of ebbs and flows out from the bowels of her holy altar with sacred act advances. But one rose. If well inspired, this battle shall confound both these brave knights, and I, a virgin flower, must grow alone, unplucked. The flower has fallen. The tree descends. Ah, oh, mistress, I think so, but I know not thine own will. Oh, unclasp thy mystery. I hope she's pleased. Her signs were gracious.
Has this advice I told you done any good upon her?
Oh, very much. The maids that kept her company have half persuaded her that I am Palamon. Within this half hour, she came smiling to me and asked me what I would eat and when I would kiss her. I told her, presently. I kissed her twice.
'Twas well done, for there the cure lies mainly. If she entreat again, do anything. Lie with her if she ask you.
Oh, there, doctor.
Well, yes, in the way of cure.
But first, by your leave, it's the way of honesty.
Yes, but a niceness. Ne'er cast your child away for honesty. Cure her first this way, then if she be honest, she has the path before her.
Thank you, doctor.
Yeah, well, pray bring her in and let's see how she is.
I will. And tell her Palamon stays for her. But, doctor, methinks you are in the wrong still.
Go. You fathers are fine fools. Her honesty?
What, do you think she's not honest, sir?
How old is she?
She's 18.
Yeah, she may be. It's all one. 'Tis nothing to our purpose.
Come, your love Palamon stays for you, child.
Thank him for his gentle patience. Did you never see the horse he gave me?
Yes.
How do you like him?
He's a fair one, very fair one.
You never saw him dance?
No.
I have often. He'll dance the Morris 20 mile an hour and gallops to the tune of Light of Love. You know the chestnut mare the Duke has?
Well,
She is horribly in love with him, poor beast. But he is like his master, coy and scornful.
What stuff she utters.
Make curtsy, here your love comes.
Pretty soul, how do you? That's a fine maid. There's a curtsy.
Yours to command in the way of honesty. How far is it to the end of the world, my masters?
Why, a day's journey, wench.
Will you go with me?
What shall we do there, wench?
Why play at stool ball? What is there else to do?
I'm content if we shall keep our wedding there.
Are not you Palamon?
Do you not know me?
Yes, but you care not for me. I have nothing but this poor petticoat and 2 smocks.
That's all one. I will have you.
Will you surely?
Yes. By this fair hand, I will.
Will to bed then!
Even when you will.
Sir, you would fain be nibbling.
hey, whoa, wait. Hey, why do you rub my kiss off?
Well, 'tis a sweet one, and will perfume me finely against the wedding. Is not this your cousin Arcite?
Yes, sweetheart, and I'm glad my cousin Palamon has made so fair a choice.
Do you think he'll have me?
Yeah, without doubt.
Do you think so too?
Yes.
Come, sweet, we'll go to dinner, and then we'll play at cards.
And shall we kiss too?
100 times.
And 20.
I and 20.
And then we'll sleep together.
Take her over.
Yes, marry, will we?
But you shall not hurt me.
I will not, sweet.
If you do, love, I'll cry.
I'll step no further.
Will you lose this sight?
I had rather see a wren hawk at a fly than this decision. Every blow that falls threats a brave life. I will stay here.
Sir, my good lord, your sister will know further.
Yeah, pardon me, if I were there, I'd wink.
You must be there. This trial is as 'twere in the night, and you the only star to shine. The knights kindle their valour at your eye. Know of this war, you are the treasure, and must needs be by to give the service pay.
Sir, pardon me, the title of a kingdom may be tried out of itself.
Well then, at your pleasure.
Farewell, sister. I am like to know your husband for yourself by some small start of time. He whom the gods do of the two know best, I pray them, he be made your lot.
Arcite may win me, and yet may Palamon wound Arcite to the spoiling of his figure. If I were by, I might do hurt, for they would glance their eyes towards my seat, and in that motion might emit a ward or forfeit an offence which craved that very time. But it is much better I am not there. Oh, better never born than minister to such harm.
A Palamon!
What is the chance?
The cries of Palamon.
Then he has won. 'Twas ever likely.
A Palamon!
Still Palamon.
But did it go and inquire? Yes? Go! Poor servant, thou hast lost. Upon my right side I still wore thy picture. Yet Palamon's on the left. Why so? I know not. I had no end in't. Else chance would have it so. On the sinister side the heart lies. Palamon had the best boding chance.
Whoa!
Now it is sure the end of the combat.
They said that Palamon had Arcite's body within an inch of the pyramid, that the cry was general, a Palamon! But anon, the assistants made a brave redemption, and the two bold titlers at this instant are hand to hand at it.
Whoa!
Exulting? Palamon still?
Nay, now the sound is Arcite.
Arcite!
Arcite!
Victory!
Victory! No, babe, I did think, good Palamon would miscarry, yet I knew not. Why did I think so? Our reasons are not profits, when oft our fancies are. Alas, poor Palamon.
Lo, where our sister is in expectation, yet quaking and unsettled, fairest Emily, the gods, by their divine arbitrament, have given you this night. Give me your hands. Receive you her, you him. Be plighted with a love that grows as you decay.
Emilia, to buy you I have lost what's dearest to me, save what is bought. And yet I purchase cheaply as I do rate your value.
O loved sister, he speaks now of as brave a knight as e'er did spur a noble steed.
But surely the gods would have him die a bachelor, lest his grace should show the world to godlike.
Wear the garland with joy that you have won. For the subdued, give them our present justice, let it here be done. The scene's not for our seeing, go we hence, right joyful with some sorrow. Arm your prize, I know you will not lose her. Hippolyta, I see one eye of yours conceives a tear, the which it will deliver.
Is this winning? Oh, you heavenly powers, where is your mercy?
Infinite pity, that for such eyes should be so fixed on one that two must needs be blind for it.
So it is.
There's many a man that hath outlived the love of the people. Yea, in the selfsame state stands many a father with his child. Some comfort we have by so considering. We expire, and not without men's pity. We prevent the loathsome misery of age, beguile the gout and rheum. We come towards the gods, young and unwhoppered, not halting under crimes many and stale. That sure shall please the gods, sooner than such, to give us a nectar with them, for we are more clear spirits, my dear kinsmen, whose lives for this poor comfort are laid down. You have sold them too cheap.
What ending could be of more content? Or us, the victors of fortune, whose title is as momentary as to us death is certain. A grain of honor, they not o'erweigh us.
Let us bid farewell, and with our patience anger tottering fortune, who at her certainst reels.
Come, who begins?
Even he that led you to this banquet shall taste to you all. Oh, my friend, your gentle daughter gave me freedom once. You'll see it done now, forever. Pray, how does she? I heard she was not well. Her kind of ill gave me some sorrow.
Sure, she's well restored, and to be married shortly.
Oh, by my short life, I am most glad on it. 'Tis the latest thing that I shall be glad of. Prithee, tell her so. Adieu, and let my life be now as short as my leave taking.
Hold. It is accursed haste you made if you have done so quickly. Noble Palamon, the gods will show their glory in a life that thou art yet to lead.
Can that be when Venus I have said is false? How do things fare?
Arise, great sir, and give the tidings ear that are most early sweet and bitter.
What hath waked us from our dream?
List then, your cousin, mounted upon a steed that Emily did first bestow on him. On this horse is Arcite trotting the stones of Athens, as he thus went counting the flinty pavement, dancing as 'twere to the music of his own hooves made. The hot horse, hot as fire, took toy at this, and fell to what disorder his power could give his will, bounds, comes on end, forgets school doing, seeks all foul means of boisterous and rough jadery to deceit his lord that kept it bravely. When not served on his hind hooves, on end he stands, that Arcite's legs, being higher than his head, seemed with strange art to hang. His victor's wreath even then fell off his head, and presently backward the jade comes o'er, and his full poise becomes the rider's load. Yet is he living, but such a vessel 'tis that floats but for the surge the next approaches. He much desires to have some speech with you. Lo, he appears.
Oh, miserable end of our alliance! The gods are mighty! Arcite, if thy heart, thy worthy, manly heart be yet unbroken, give me thy last words. I am Palamon, one that yet loves thee, dying.
Take Emilia, and with her all the world's joy. Reach thy hand. Farewell. I have told my last hour. I was false, yet never treacherous. Forgive me, cousin. One kiss from fair Emilia. 'Tis done. Take her. I die.
Thy brave soul. Seek Elysium.
Bless thine eyes, Prince. Blessed souls be with thee. Thou art a right good man, and while I live this day, I give to tears.
And I to honor.
In this place first you fought. E'en very here I sundered you. Acknowledge to the gods your thanks that you are living.
His part is played, and though it were too short, he did it well. My day is lengthened, and the blissful dew of heaven does arouse me. The powerful Venus well hath graced her altar.
And given you your love. Never fortune did play a subtler game. The conquered triumphs, the victor has the loss, yet in passage the gods have been most equal.
Palamon, your kinsman hath confessed the right of the lady did lie in you. Lead your lady off, and call your lovers from the stage of death, whom I adopt, my friends. A day or two let us look sadly, and give grace unto the funeral of Arcite, in whose end the visages of bridegrooms we'll put on and smile with Palamon. Let us be thankful for that which is, and with you leave disputes that are above our question. Let's go off and bear us like the time.
everybody. Good work, everyone. Yay! That is not your usual Shakespeare. That's all I can say about that. Thanks, everybody, for being here with us. We are going to have our quick question and answer session that we do after every performance. We have 3 questions that we will ask first to the cast, and then we'll see what's in the chat on the YouTube. So, cast, first question. What did you learn about this play that you didn't know before? Everything.
Besides all of it.
This play is so strange. This play is so strange. I was describing it on the phone yesterday to somebody, and as I was describing the series of events, that's when it really clicked in my head. Just like this one is weird. This one is really, really odd.
Yeah.
It doesn't really seem to. It's very funny at times, and then it's very serious at times, and it doesn't seem to fit a history. It doesn't really seem to fit romance. It doesn't seem to fit anywhere. And also, yeah, I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, what is it generally qualified as? Is it a comedy or a tragedy?
I think it's a tragic comedy.
A romance, I think, yeah.
A romance, I think.
Of the
A dramedy.
Dramedy.
Yeah.
Has anyone in the cast seen this play before? Or seen it?
No.
No, yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah. I've seen it.
Where did you see it? Where was it?
It was in New York.
Oh.
It was a friend's company.
Did it work?
Good question.
I'm going to pass that question at the time.
Cool.
Smart. Very clever.
Yeah. It's a funny
yeah,
one. I kind of love it. I think it's like a kind of greatest hits thing. It's sort of like, I don't know, like a picnic feast. You sort of have a little bit of everything. I guess it's up to a production to sort of haul it all together and give the world a sense of place and space and politics and stuff, which is really hard on here. But I loved the scenes between Palamon and Arcite. They were way more fun, I think, than I've ever sort of imagined them, because I've only ever really read it. And I just thought, God, it's almost more tragic if these sort of, this bromance of these brave, young, perfect men is just kind of ripped apart for this random event at the end. It's so tragic. I mean, yeah.
Well, I guess on that, but I've read the play maybe twice and just generally greatly disliked it. But there was something in the lines that they have together before they see Emilia of like, fuck, we're going to be in these cells for the rest of time. That I was like, it almost made more sense to me in that light, that it's like, we're going to have this to fight about for 40 years from cell to cell. Like, it's not even, because it's so not about her, right? Like, that's obvious from the conditions, and but I don't think it's even in love with love like Romeo. I think it's in love with having, these are warriors who are friends, but are warriors at their core. And it's like, now they have something that can sustain their jailed existence for countless decades.
Mm-hmm. I also think it's really striking in the canon as a whole, and I don't know whether maybe you guys have done the whole lot in one schlep, so you guys will have a better idea. But I think the Jailer's Daughter, beautifully done, by the way, absolutely staggeringly brilliant. It is really unusual in that it's one of the few times a woman gets to speak to the audience in verse, in clown. Where you have the kind of intimacy of sharing your inner thoughts and your plans ahead of time in that madness in verse, I think is very unusual. And I think that's quite something. And I love that part. I think it's so free and beautiful and beautifully done. And it's just such a riot to hear it. But I think it's unusual for that. And I think that, and also, somebody who's not a queen, you know, who doesn't have status, who's just a girl with 2 shift dresses, and that's really, really unusual. And I think that's I love it for that it's a voice from somewhere else that we don't hear really anywhere else in the canon.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Anything from the YouTube chat?
Yeah, just a few comments that are sticking out. There's a Dee Dee Rance is saying it ends on one hell of a plot twist. And we are also getting a lot of love for the homemade cells, which I also share. That was really great, you two. Yeah, I got a lot of like intense, of course, the ever-present clap emojis, but I won't mention those. Yeah, that's where we're at in the chat so far.
Okay, so let's go on to our next question. What word or phrase stood out to you? Word or phrase stood out to you in this piece?
I saw her first. The first time I read that in the read through yesterday, I had a thought to myself. I was like, the events of this play are literally going to revolve around dibs. Like, that's what drives the action of the play forward, is literally just dibs.
7th graders.
Yeah. Venison stuck out for me.
It's what? Say that again.
Go ahead, Dan.
No, I just wondered if dibs is a gendered thing. Is that like a boys will be boys thing, or does that go? I'm truly asking. Like, I have no idea.
I don't know.
Dibs.
I've always thought that dibs was gender neutral, because it applies to persons, places, or things. Obviously,
really
there's specific regionalisms, like, you know, shotgun only applies to the passenger seat of a car, but same concept.
There's a really good website, Edym Online, that is an etymology dictionary. I encourage everyone to look up dibs and find out where it came from.
Nice.
Do the work. Venison stuck out for me. I'm trying to eat less meat, but hearing venison was like, oh yeah, I missed that. That game, that stuck out for me.
If you got to eat meat, like venison's, like, it's not being like raised in mass quantities, and if you're gonna choose,
it's a good approach. In the chat, we got a few things. Kristen Soul said, "'Tis pity love should be so tyrannous." Stuck out for them. It seems like several characters are feeling that love is painful and an unfair beast. Shari says they loved the "I saw her first" comment too. Yes, we're getting echoes of that. And infinitely loved him stood out as well. And there were some comments on Ophelia popping up in this with I think the drowned, flowery, sort of mad speech. Yeah, that's where we're at in the chat right now.
Right. So our last question, why is this play important? Or why is it not important today? How does it speak to us or not?
dibs.
The tyranny of calling dibs, the tyranny of that culture.
The tyranny of dibs, yeah.
Tyranny of dibs.
Or even maybe in a more serious way, like the willingness to die or sacrifice life for ideas that you may not fully understand.
Say also like that whole thing of like dealing in absolutes is just like just not helpful and played out to a really ugly end. That's the thing that stuck out, that it was just like you have this or this. It's like nothing else. Yeah.
And also, I suppose, you know, that the framing of the whole play, you know, the beginning starts with the kind of fallout from a war, which then becomes another war, and then these are two young soldiers who are caught up in a war, and they're prisoners of war, and then they have a war with one another, and it's just sort of like a kind of endless, relentless
cycle of revenge and one-upmanship and trying not to lose faith, or I suppose that will always be relevant, I guess.
And to add to that, it's particularly poignant, I think, with Emma's point that these two young men are so young. Think that phrase, I saw her first, is a revelation as to how young they really are and how idealistic, and even that whole beautiful scene where they dress each other for killing each other. They take such care with each other. And so there's this incredible bond and this incredible love, but we have these I don't know, these ideals that we have to follow, and we must do these things. And there's not, it's so sad that they don't give it deeper thought than that.
Yeah.
On that same idea of, or that same thread of these things that we have to do and these ideas that we have to follow, it's always struck me as weird how everybody just sort of buys into, I love Emilia. No, I love Emilia. Well, you got to pick one of them. Like, that's it. This is where we are now. And at no point is there anybody going, but does she though? Like, does she have to pick one of them? Is that necessary?
Yeah.
Right. That's what I was going to say, Daniel, that the elders, if you will, in the play offer nothing. They offer no help whatsoever. None.
And just add more conditions that create more harm and more trauma to the next generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's because they want to exacerbate the problem, or just they're letting people figure it out for themselves as a new generation?
I don't think Theseus is letting them figure it out. He keeps saying over and over again that this is the way it will be. This is my law. Oh, I feel compassion for them now, but because I feel compassion for them, we're going to solve it this way, and keeps laying down all these rules, as opposed to saying, you guys, just could you go off and work this out and come to some nice conclusion? No, one of you has to die. Appropriate.
If I remember correctly, he asks Emilia if she's down for this, but does not give her a chance to answer.
Yeah.
I think he does ask the question, but very pointedly does not give her a moment to answer.
That's interesting.
And also,
anything on the? Sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
Anything on the YouTube?
Oh yeah, we got some folks saying unrequited love and having to choose between two or more people sucks. Then we got to as far as like the value of this play today, Christine says that for them they got to see it and not just read it, which I think has been the value for me in this whole thing too. There's a lot of these plays I don't know, and now I get to know them, and that's really cool. And we have some questions if we're good to move into there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. So Shari asks, are the Theseus and Hippolyta characters the same ones from Midsummer? I assume so, and that's why you did these two plays back to back.
I'm not sure that we did them back to back because of that. I think that's the order that they were written, or the reverse order of what they were written. No, that's not.
That's why we did. This one is the last. So the end of this play, because people do think Shakespeare wrote the first act and the last act. So this is actually post Tempest, post Henry VIII. People think this is actually the last words Shakespeare wrote are the end of this, for better or for worse. So yes, we did it back to back because of that through line. Whether they're the same characters, I don't know, but they're the same historic or mythic figures.
Shut my mouth.
I had to do that too in the chat. Simon asks, what do you think of the ethics of tricking Gaoler's daughter into thinking she's marrying Palamon?
That whole thing is so. I was so shocked as that
so
unfolded. I was so upset by the whole thing. I just couldn't cope with it. It was too much for me. It's too much.
Yeah, curing a woman of her hysteria through getting her laid. There's a therapy.
For you.
Dubious.
I think that's why this play is important to me today, because I'm not shocked. This was a man in the 1600s writing about women, and that we see it in every one of the plays. We see empathy for people that are not like him, but we see great like pejorative and cruel thoughts written about people he can't empathize for. And I'm always happy to be reminded of the cruelty of Shakespeare and not just the beauty and joy of it. I think it's important to look the devil in the eyes instead of dust him away.
But I also do want to point out, weirdly, sort of the upside of it, which is she was chasing a man who was very willing to escape her. I mean, partly for good reasons, because she was fawning over him, perhaps. But she ended up with a man who truly probably will not hurt her. And her last little line, like, will you hurt me? And he says, no, love, I won't. So, all of the dubiousness aside, that's more important. I could have just left it with the dubiousness, but.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think you're right.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Which I think like it's so interesting that is the B plot to the A plot, because Jailer's Daughter is so heartbreaking and that scene is so yucky, but those lines are so heartbreaking and it's a little like I think also so beautiful. And it's like the danger of thinking that obsession is love. And it's both internalized and externalized ramifications.
Yeah.
Any other questions in the chat, sir?
In the chat, we have few questions. We have a lot of that question sparked some chat among it, as it would. We have folks saying we need an alternative play where they have a new arrangement, and where Emilia can have both. We got a lot of yuck.
Yes.
Got a lot of yuck appropriately. And there's a response from my mom. Hi, Mom. Saying, so that's the best you could want? Go, Mom. And we have some yes, Monty, and Clotilde says, I love y'all.
Oh.
Hi, Clotilde. We love you too.
We love you.
Wow, that's actually a very good discussion. We got a lot out of that, frankly. So thanks everybody for joining us, and thanks cast again for great. It was a wonderful, fun reading tonight. I really enjoyed getting to do this play out loud and hearing, what it actually sounds like. We are going to head on over to the pub. So those of you who are on the YouTube, if you are a Patreon member, please find the link, come on over. We'd love for you to join us. And we will see you on Friday. Is today Wednesday? Yeah. We'll see you on, is today Wednesday?
Today is Friday.
Today's Friday? Really? Oh my God.
We really need a weekend.
I've lost a day. I've lost 2 days. Well, we won't see you again till Monday if we don't see you. Pub. So thanks everybody. We'll see you on Monday then.
But Deb, we come back to Romeo and Juliet.
Yay!
Yes.
Is that by Shakespeare?
No, that's by Baz Luhrmann.
That's right. Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet.
Yes.